Now we're recording? Yeah. Okay, all right, good evening, everyone. My name is Scott Lawson, Southwest Campbell Flying Club. I have with me Mr. Rick Jeffs. He is our Salt Lake City FSDO Fast Team Program Manager. And I'll just let you say a few words about the program and then we'll go into the presentation.
Yeah, so I don't know, does anybody have the AC handy? So yeah, the wings program, there's an AC out there and it actually has what they identify it as the purpose. And it says the objective of the wings pilot proficiency program is to reduce the number of accidents in general aviation by assisting airmen to find educational opportunities designed to help them apply the principles of risk assessment and risk management. So this is kind of like what we talked last time about SRM, safety risk management. This program actually, the FAA and industry have chosen they've done the risk analysis on the accidents, general aviation accidents and incidents that have occurred. And so once they've done the risk analysis, they find the topics of what is causing aviation pilots to crash airplanes. And so what the idea of the program is to help keep the pilot proficient in aviation, flying their aircraft. But sometimes we don't always fly, let's just say if you're going to fly in the mountains, maybe it's been about 5 years since you've flown in the mountains. It might be a good idea to say, hey, maybe I should go up there and see if I can go do some mountain flying before I go try flying in the mountains. And the reason I picked mountains is because we've had a rash of accidents, throughout the last 5 years of pilots getting caught in the mountains, getting caught in the Box Canyon, and not able to get out, trying to turn out of it and install a wing crash.
Not good. All right.
Yeah, want me to say anything else, or
Unless you get just like general about your program and what you things you oversee or.
yeah, so the wings program is it's at FASafety.gov. It's at our website, the Fast Team website. Half the website is wings, the other half is the A&T program. So one half's for the mechanics, the other half for the pilots. There's a lot more information on there for the pilots. Probably they mess up more than the mechanics. I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's the same idea is to help keep maintenance technicians proficient in the aviation industry, because sometimes, like me, I got my A&P license, but I also got my avionics degree as well. And so I kind of specialized out there when I was in aviation in avionics. So not very much sheet metal. So or maybe some engine work. So they do have courses online to where I can go out there and keep proficient in those areas that I wasn't linking in.
All right, thank you. Okay, see if this works. That works.
It's not plugged in.
So, okay. Standard welcome stuff, exits that way. If you need a break, there's bathrooms in the back, just, go if you need to go. And sponsor acknowledgement, of course, just talked about our FSDO team, Rick Jeffs, also Kevin Thornott. If you guys had a chance to meet him or know who he is our new general aviation manager. Any of you remember Dave Taggins? So he replaced him. He's actually the permanent replacement. A really nice guy. He actually came out here to open up for us, and he may be here at the end of the meeting. And preview for our presentation next month, third Friday. Is it the 19th, or I don't know what the actual date is, but he's going to come out and he's going to do a presentation on general aviation in the area and kind of talk about some of the things that he's observing. I think that'll be a really good presentation and some good turnout for that, because
the third Friday.
we always do our meetings on the third Fridays.
It'll be here.
It'll be here. Yeah. So I don't know what.
19th.
19th. Okay. So it should be the 19th, 6 p.m. And you should see an announcement for that. Same as this, and I'll try and get that one out early, because I think that's going to get a lot of good interest. And hopefully get a good community together to talk about some of the issues that we're all seeing. If you're flying out of South Alabama or Tooele, you've noticed that it's just gradually, not even gradually, exponentially getting crazier and crazier every day with all the training and activities going on, so. Okay, next slide, please. All right, overview, top 5 reasons. This is kind of a canned briefing. There's a lot of good reasons why you should do this program. Easy Wings is an application that they created. It's not really an app, it's a website, but it's an overlay on top of the very difficult to navigate Wings website. That makes it a little easier. And at least it drills down for you, and we'll do some demo on that. And then cover Wings topic of the quarter. So it's kind of like a David Letterman, right? So number 5, it yields rewards. So you can actually get these nice little pins. I have all of them. I had a nice set, and the last time I did one of these presentations, I passed them around for people to look at. Some of them thought they were like swag. And I got 2 of them back. One of them is still floating around there somewhere, but that's okay. But once you complete a basic activity, does anybody have these pens? Does anybody order them? They're kind of cool and they're free. Once you complete a basic Wings level, and I'll show you where it is, you just go in, you click, you register, put your, confirm your address, and they'll send it out to you in the mail. You'll get one for each level for basic, advanced, and master. It also keeps a logbook for you, tracks all of your activities. So you got a nice little place to go to save everything that you're doing. And these are all like FAA blessed activities that are very specific. They have nice little syllabus with them, and tracks everything. You can get some insurance discounts if you're doing your own private, paying your own private insurance. I'm guessing some of y'all are private pilots on your own planes. If I know there's different avenues to get discounts on your insurance, but I think it's 5%, 10%.
I'm not sure.
It's a nice little discount if you show that you've done Wings. A Wings level, you turn that in with your insurance provider and you get a little bit of discount. Not sure about the merchandise other than the Wings there, but it's working. Number 4. So proficiency training works. They give some examples, sports, medicine. Look at, what do they say? You need 10,000 hours of an activity to get really proficient at it. It's not something you guys all know. We're all pilots. It's a very perishable skill. If you don't get out there and fly regularly, things start slipping. And we hope that our in medicine, that our doctors aren't just coming out once every 2 years and doing a surgery on you, that they're actually doing stuff progressively all the time. And the Wings program kind of carries over to aviation, and we promote that in aviation. So basically you're doing a progressive flight review. Every time you fly, every time you train, there's a Wings activity that you can link to that, associate with it, and it'll record that in your logbook. And it kind of gives you a path that you can follow, things that you can look up. You've got those cards that Rick passed out in the back, with the codes on there. Those are some basic, kind of like a menu of things that you can choose from each quarter if you don't know where else to go in the myriad of activities that are in there, just to give you a place to start. And kind of challenge yourself if you're a private pilot to go out and, instead of just going for that $100 hamburger somewhere, go up and do those steep turns, or, stall, slow flight, make some kind of activity out of that, work on your proficiency, invite a CFI to come up with you. And then they can sign you off. And one of the really nice benefits, I was telling, is it Chad?
Yes.
Yeah. I won't remember next time. Yeah. We were talking earlier. One of the really nice benefits of the program is that if you do 3 flight activities, and that's why if you look at that card, you've got, I think on one side is ground activities, and on the other side is flight activities. So you do 3 ground activities, 3 flight activities, and that automatically constitutes a flight review. And you will get a certificate. You don't even have to ask for it. It'll just come up on the Fast Team website. You'll get an email. Congratulations, you've just completed your flight review. So really easy. And if you keep doing these, it's just a progressive flight review to keep you going. You don't have to, get to that point where if you've been putting it off and you come up on your 2-year point, now you got to find somebody and, brush off and all that. So, yeah, doesn't end with a check ride. It's a continuous, it just gives you a path to follow, to work on, instead of trying, you don't have to sit there and think, oh, what should I do today? Just go look on the Wings website. You can find all kinds of stuff. How many of you are using Wings today or have used a flight activity, or I know a lot of ground activities, but how many of you done flight activities? Well, about half the room. You did, because we flew together. We did. Matt is in Civil Air Patrol. I'm also in Civil Air Patrol. We also have Colonel John Wagner in the back of the room. He probably wanted to be incognito, but he's the Utah Wing Commander for Civil Air Patrol. So thank you for coming tonight. And if you want to know about Civil Air Patrol, we got a few folks here that can tell you about that. But there's a nice integration with CAP as well in the Wings program, where the different activities we do in CAP are already built in there. And we can just go in and log that event, updates it.
Can I say one thing on the Wings program?
Yeah.
So one of my tasks I have to do is I have to put together a FSDO annual report. And part of that report is I have to look at all the accidents that occurred in our district. Our district is all of Utah, southeastern Idaho, and western Colorado. And the accidents, about 95% of the accidents are non-resident participants. The other 5% are. So once in a while comes.
That's why I brought you. So, yeah, there's a lot of stats that are generated. I know you look at those. Also, I would think that if you do have a little boo-boo somewhere, and you can show that, hey, I'm an active Wings participant, I'm doing my training, I got my Wings levels and all that, I think that probably would go a long way with the FSDO towards kind of smoothing out the whatever action they decide to take with you. And it can also be used for your remedial training. We have done that in our club, where sometimes we found some people slipped a little bit or they need a little bit. We've found a lot of great resources in Wings, and you mentioned mountain flying. We did have an incident last year where one of our members did exactly what you were talking about. They were safe. Fortunately, nothing happened, but they could have easily gotten into one of those box canyon situations. And we're like, gosh, you know what? And a lot of this carries over from my CAP experience as well. All CAP pilots are required to have mountain flying training. So now we do that in our club as well. And we require that for all of our new members to go through mountain flying training. And it's just look around, they're everywhere. So, and I don't know why we didn't think of that sooner, but we're doing it now. And it's all about risk management, right?
Yeah. And when it comes to remedial training, when it comes to compliance program, there's that remedial training option. I'm the middleman for it. And I know the ops inspectors actually put a curriculum together. They always have something from FSDO course on it. And I always put one on there as well. It's just, the top 10 causes of accidents.
Yeah, we just covered that. So, Wing CFIs. So I am a CFI now, and we have a few other CFIs. You don't have to do anything special with Wings. You just go in and you register yourself, your certificate and everything when you're a CFI. And then you get some other options that are available to you, where you can go in and you can validate these activities. So you don't just get to the ground activities. You can do the training, you put it in, and they're pretty much automatic. Unless you go to a seminar or something like this, myself or Mr. Jeffs will go in there and he'll look at the list of attendees and he'll validate your attendance, and then you'll get the credit. On the CFI side, any flight activity that you do, you can send that in, and you can just find a CFI. The list will come up in there. Find somebody somebody that can look at your information. If they flew with you, it's easy. If I fly with you and we do that event, I'll probably take care of it for you, and that's an easy thing your CFI can do. And you can print these syllabus out. They're like a little mini checklist, and it kind of breaks up the things that you would normally do in a flight review. It'll just break these down, and you can do them in steps. And I just want to work on pattern work and stalls and steep turns today or whatever. You can pull that activity up, and then your CFI can go in, validate that, and then you'll get the credit, and it goes into your Wings logbook. And there's your air activity. There's one, and then you do 2 more, and you get that flight review. Developing personal minimums. You brought some checklist out, I think. we've got, yeah, there's a pamphlet on personal minimum, so just a great idea. No matter how long you've been flying, to just take a moment, step back, look at where you're at, look at where your skills are. And kind of build that checklist. Even better if you can write it down. And then when you do come up, like, I'll give you an example. I was supposed to fly with Civil Air Patrol this morning. I'm pretty comfortable with crosswinds, but I didn't really need a checklist for this one, but the crosswinds were forecasting like, I think 18 to 30 knot direct crosswinds, like, okay, we are not going to fly today. No go, easy decision to make. But if you're less experienced and you have those minimums written down or you're thinking about them, now you've at least got something to, when you get to that point, like, well, I've done that before. I'm pretty comfortable with that. You can pull that out. Now, I said that's my limit. So if I have to ask and I have to look at this, it's a no-go. I'm not gonna go today.
Yeah, there's an 8-page document in the back, if you pick one up on how to create a personal minimum checklist. Because everybody's personal minimum checklist is gonna be different, right?
Yeah.
Mechanics is all the same, we each have one, we go by. But the pilots, the flight experience varies. Their minimums are varies. In fact, right.
Yeah, and it's gonna change as you progress and you get more skills, you fly different aircraft. So sit down with your CFI. A great time to do is maybe when you do your flight review, you go up with a CFI and like, hey, here's what I'm thinking, here's where I'm at, and kind of confirm that. So that's why we brought that out. It's part of the brief and he brought those pamphlets out. So good reminder on that. And another good document in case you ever have something. Look, I even have my personal minimums, all these things can help you out because things happen and yeah, just want to get through it. What's your personal performance baseline? Okay, these are just some of the conditions and they're probably outlined in that pamphlet. So your mission weight, your crosswind, just talked about that. The airfield, and then you want to look at your runway lengths, all that stuff. Local knowledge. So wings, easy. How many of you actually have a wings account? That's great. That's like almost 100%. You don't have one yet? Okay, easy to do. We could do that tonight. And actually, what I have done is if I do an activity for someone, they don't have to have an account. I usually ask them what email address you want me to use. If you don't, like if you put your email address on there, we will use that. We'll create an account for you. And you'll get the email. And then when you log in with that email that you gave us, this activity will show up as validated in your account once we validate it. So you'll get an email first and that will set up your account for you. So pretty easy. That's just a picture of the web page. So the website. You build your profile. We can go through that. I don't know how I'll bring it up on the big screen so we can show it, but basically you're gonna select your category classes certificates. Doesn't necessarily have to be what you hold. It can be something that you're interested in. Maybe you don't have a multi-engine rating, but you want to learn more about, multi-engines or a C rating that you don't have, and you want to learn more about that. You can tick these things, and what that does is it will generate those emails that come to you and say, hey, there's a presentation on this topic in your area that you might be interested in. So this profile will drive the number of emails that you will get. So if you find that you're getting a lot of emails about AMT stuff and you're like, why am I getting all this? Go check your profile and maybe you selected that by mistake. And then, yeah, you do a seminar like this, you'll get 1 hour of credit for tonight or do a wings flight. This just goes through the page registration. I'm going to take you through all that and actually show you. That's just a menu that comes up and then you just click request credit. You'll find find an examiner or instructor on the list that and it'll send an email to them for validation. Easy Wings, they've done a lot of work on this. This is it's not really an app. It kind of looks like an app. If you want to, you can bring it up on your phone right now. In fact, I think there's I don't know if you can get that, or if you just type in the address. If you have your accounts, I'll ask you all, open up your hymnals and follow along with me. Just play around with it. Usually when you do presentations, people tell you to put your phones away, but I'm inviting you to get your phones out and just play around with this app. So it will, it'll come up like this. First thing you want to do is go to log into FAA Wings. And it's going to take you to the Fast Team website. So it's a little bit of the facade, but it does give you a nice menu on top that'll take you right where you need to go for a lot of this stuff. Once you do that, you can go in, go back to this screen, and you can go to like request credit. And when you go to that, it'll give you we'll go through and I'll show you, but it just drills down and shows you the different activities. There's even a menu for to find it, but there's like one for CAP, and it'll just pull up like all the CAP activities. And it's really easy to go in and find that stuff. Okay, here we go. So you log in. It'll take you to the website, then go back. Yeah, then it'll go through the menus. So you get like request credit. It'll give you your options here. And if you go to organizations, if you're Civil Air Patrol, it'll pull up the CAP events for you. So just for example, you're doing a flight review, and then it'll bring up your, what you did your flight review in. So, if you click on airplane, or they use glider in this case. And it'll go straight to the event that has all of it in there. It has the syllabus. You can go in and click on the links to that and see the syllabus there. Some of these, like a flight review, it's going to be, you're going to get the full 3 hours of your air activity and your ground activity. They're kind of all built into that. Then you just click on request credit. You'll go in, put your date in, and you'll search for a validator, and this will bring up all the CFIs. Ideally, just select the person that you flew with. And hopefully they're in here. If not, you can ask them to come in there, or find somebody else. You can look me up, and as long as you can show me proof that you did it, I'll go in and I'll validate that for you. And it'll go into your Wings logbook. And now you have another source of documentation that you can present to the FSDO, or if you lose your logbooks, whatever. It's just another place that you've got everything. Any questions on that? Anybody have any experience with that or thoughts? And then this is on the CFI side. I can go in and validate the requested credit, and it'll pull up all those people that are waiting to be validated. This is the card that you guys got.
This is the alpha one, but you guys have the Bravo one. Yeah,
There's bro. Okay, so it's, can you give a little background on that? Because they're pretty static.
yeah. I'm not sure how they come up with the activities. Yeah.
I mean, my thought is if you look at it, they just come up with something you can do every quarter. So you've got a flight activity and then a ground activity. So if you're searching for something, it's just kind of like a little challenge that you can do to go through. And there's other activities, there's a plethora of activities out there that you can find. But if you're just looking for something, hey, I want to make something out of this next flight that I'm going to do, you can pull these up, you can scan it or go to the link there, and it'll pull it up on the site.
Yeah, they're supposed to update these more often. You'll have more of these, but I haven't, I'm just waiting for.
I thought so, but on the website, it's like 2021. So. But
I'll ask about that over the next meeting.
yeah. You can redo any activity. It's 90 days, right?
I'm not sure. Okay.
I think. There's a timer on them, so you can't do the same activity month after month after month. But if you did the activity today, I think in 90 days you can redo that same activity and still get credit for it. Number 2, Wings expands your horizons. Not sure exactly what all that's getting at. This is pretty obvious. So stall spins, aerobatic training, slow flight, stalls. When's the last time any of you practiced slow flight or your stalls? It's been a little while. Um, steep turns. When's the last time anybody did steep turns?
Every time I land.
Every time.
Just kidding.
So, aside from those that are ATPs and they're, you're gonna get that every single flight review that you, not flight review, but every single check ride that you do, it's gonna have steep turns on it. And it's gonna have slow flight and stalls. There's a reason why you had to learn that as a private pilot, and the idea is you keep working on that. Remind yourself, get that feeling so you know what it is, so you're not surprised by it. Another great opportunity is just pull up that syllabus, and next time you go up and fly, go up with the CFI and knock it out, practice it.
Well, the top two accident factors in at least the Salt Lake City FSDO district for landings is number one. And then takeoffs is number two. So those might be some places you might want to focus on. A lot of landings are they land the plane, pilots land the plane, but they get, they go off the side of the runway or whatever, run makes sure that happen. Or they ground move, tail drag or whatever. So yeah, they can land the plane, but as they're going down the runway, they lose control of it.
Boeing last week.
Yeah. Everybody see that?
Was that Dalton, or was that?
It was a United flight, right?
That's American.
No, I think the grass.
Wasn't Delta.
That's American. No, was United? Was it United?
Yeah,
Was it United?
Yeah.
United. Yeah, he tried to save some taxi time by going to the end and ended up breaking off his left ear.
I saw a video on that, and it's just speculation, but I guess the pilot requested to turn off at the end, so it would put him closer to the gates. And so he asked for permission, and the controller said, yeah, you can, but expedite. So he expedited.
Right.
And yeah, so I mean, it's just speculation, but did he create that condition to oh, I need to go fast to get to the end, and then he was going too fast and it was wet, and bad things happen when you try and turn a plane that big.
Even crosswinds will get you too on this land. So going down the runway, landing,
Mhm.
it's still got that momentum. We got the crosswind coming up on you, the lose control, get blown off of the plane.
For sure. 100%. That's good. That's good. Do we have any wings pros?
We do. I know Red Soul is one.
I know. And so Rex used to be in our club. Also used to be in CAB. I was wondering if you might actually show up tonight.
And actually,
That was me, sorry.
you go back to the, see, one more, I think it's one more page. Yeah, so let's tell you.
We can look them up.
Yeah, you can actually go, okay, yeah, it's a different web page.
So, I am a fast team representative. And we also have Jamie Madden in our club as the fast team rep. Is there any other fast team reps in the room? Any fast team rep wannabes? Anybody interested in becoming one? Actually, I want to put you on the spot again. Can you just talk a little bit about the fast team rep program and outreach and some of the things they do, and
Okay, yeah, so.
if you have any needs or what,
Yeah, so it's
can
a
help.
volunteer position. I'm not gonna hold the gun up here. Tell you what to do. So yeah, the fast team representative position is a volunteer position. And most all my reps are pilots. I have one guy that's maintenance, but he's also a pilot as well. But yeah, most of them are pilots, and they help me out because I'm an airworthiness inspector. I'm not an operations inspector, and I can't do operations presentations. I can do it if it crosses over to airworthiness, like professionalism or safety culture. But when it comes to stick rudder, I can't do that. So I rely on my fast team representatives to do that. And they, let's see. There's a variety of things you can do. You can do safety meetings, you can do counseling, you know, if you see something wrong, it's happening out on the field, you can go, if you feel comfortable, you can go to the airman and say, hey, I noticed you did this, and maybe you can give some constructive feedback to them. If you don't feel comfortable, then they just let me know and I can deal with it. Let's see what else. Yeah, so that's what, and you know, if you're willing to do the work, you know, you don't have to have a whole lot of hours. If you feel comfortable doing some of these presentations. This is a presentation that just happens to be for this month. It's a WINGS program. We have canned presentations that National Fasting develops. They send them to me, and so I send them out every month to my representatives. Say, hey, here's the topic of the month. You know, if you wanted to do another topic, like one is supposed to be done in April, and you're here in October or November, then yeah, I'll send you that PowerPoint. Do that presentation.
Yeah, we've got a lot of flexibility in what we can present. So, I mean, as you can see, if you look out there, there's tons of different topics and seminars and,
Yeah.
and a lot of times we will, because we're, you know, Stop with Camel, we try and do stuff that, I mean, one, we want to be good stewards of the aviation community, and that's why we open it up and we invite our visitors and our guests in here, and we're happy to see you. We'd like to see more.
Yeah.
But we also try and focus on what's going to benefit us as a club, make us better pilots in the community. So if you have suggestions, any of you, of topics, please send those in and we'll look at that. We're always looking for ideas to generate future presentations. And like I said, I got a really good one for next month. That's going to be Kevin Thornott. Ben, he was here earlier. He opened up the building. Great guy. I think it's going to be a really good presentation. So save that date. All right, this is just going through how you can find the representatives. If you need to get a hold of one. We're about to begin, then I'm just going to pull up the website and we're going to play around with it and answer any questions. So yeah, makes you confident, hopefully, and bottom line, a safer pilot. There's your 5 reasons. Reposted there. Some references. Any questions about the WINGS program or experiences that anybody's had? Anything you want to? So I don't have to do all the talking.
The only comments I have, Scott, is I've tried to use the WINGS program a few times in the past. I mean, granted that I didn't spend too much time trying to get it, but let's say I'm going to apply with somebody and I say, hey, you know what, I'm going to credit this activity, give the guy not even apply to review. Sometimes it's just a plain checkout, you know, and see if I can get some credit towards his flight review.
Yeah.
Personally, I found it a little, like I said, I didn't spend too much time. I didn't put too much effort towards the website as well, but I found it a little hard to find things inside of the WINGS website.
Okay.
Yeah, that's only one observation. It's not the question.
Sure.
Just one of the things that I found. Actually, then I thought, oh, I'm gonna call Scott for that, but then you were out of overseas, so I don't know.
Could have called.
So yeah, so the FASafety.gov websites, it was developed back, I think it was developed back in 2007, 2008 time period. And so it's on that platform.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's an old
Right.
platform.
Keep talking.
And so there's supposedly
Tap dance, buddy.
been 5 years, been working on a new website and it still hasn't happened. So hopefully when it does happen, it's gonna be more friendly because this one's not more friendly. You know, I haven't got to. So yeah, that's the idea. When it's gonna happen, your guess is as good as mine. It might happen after I retire. I don't know. But yeah, yeah, it's a complaint that I've heard and that's a valid complaint.
Yeah, but like I said, I didn't spend too much time also poking around and, okay, but anyways, yeah.
That's like the courses. I wish they would do it, you know, you could search them. I mean, they're all in alphabetical order. It'd be nice if you could search the different, you know, the numbers they assign to us. That'd make it be a lot easier.
Do people online see the browser window? Yes. Okay.
Good, okay.
Yes, we can.
All right, so the rest of this,
Can I just
Yeah.
go in there? I did go through the FAA Wings Pro training, so I guess I'm technically a Wings Pro. And if anybody wants to just have a one-on-one with me to go through it, it's not the easiest website. And I have, what is it, 6 hours of videos that I had to do to become a Wings Pro. So I have invested the time, Emerson, and I can help walk people through it. And there are some gotchas in terms of doing the getting a flight review out of it, because you have to make sure you select the right activities from the right buckets. And if you select, you do 3 activities, but you select 2 from one bucket, it doesn't get you a flight review. So there's some gotchas that I can help out with.
Okay. Yeah, I've noticed that I have some stuff done in basic. I'm like, how did this stuff get into banks? Like, oh, I thought we
Yeah.
did that.
a lot of it's like, if you guys can remember, and some of the younger ones maybe doing it now, when you go to college and you're doing your courses and they start applying the credits to the different, to come up with whether you're gonna be able to graduate or not. They all have to be applied in the right place, and sometimes it'll just go by default. You do an activity and say, okay, I'm just gonna put this fits here, I'm gonna put this here. But you can go in and you can change those, and you can reapply in different places to make it, try and make it work.
Can anybody go take this book? Any pilot? Any raise a pilot? Pro?
I think you have to be a fast team rep.
A fast team rep.
Yeah. You don't, what are your general requirements for a fast team rep? What do you like to see?
Just, someone willing to put in the time to do it. So I look and see if you want to put in time, how much time can you put per month to do it. I'll look at your hours too, but like I said, if you don't have a whole lot of hours, but you feel comfortable with some of the subject matters. That we talk about, when I talk to you, then you have to fit in for it. I know, and it's, there's been many fast team reps that have applied, they come in, accepted them. We went through all the training on it, and they don't work out because things change, and I understand that. Things change on a dime in aviation. I mean, just like that, it'll change. And so if you get too busy and you're not able to do it, most of the guys don't let me know, but
He's not gonna dock your pay.
yeah. What I'll do is there's an IT security, and you have to do that training every year. And if you don't do it, then it'll block you out of the system where you can't get into the spam system that creates emails. And if you don't do it, and you haven't been active, I'll just move you to a service provider. And then if you decide you want maybe sometime down the line that hey, I've got time now to do this, you just come to me, and then we can reactivate that to a representative. You don't have to fill out the form again and go through national and get accepted, because you already been accepted once. I can move you around now. This makes it easier for both of us.
Rich, what's the minimum amount of time? Month, week?
No. You mean,
Like how much time?
I mean, if you can give a couple hours a month, at least, and if you can come in and do an hour presentation on a topic, that's great. Do that, and you have a place. This is a facility, the airport, Salt Lake Airport, generous, they offer this building to the passing to do these presentations, but it usually takes about an hour to do a presentation. So.
And honestly, a lot of it is on the rep side, my experience, and I think yours as well, is yes, we do presentations, but a lot of it is just administering the program, organizing the presentations, setting those up, because we have tools, we go in and we build the presentations in here, make sure everything's in there correctly to get them to Rick's office for approval.
So it'll probably be a couple hours with that. But once you get used to the website and developing these spans events, they go a lot faster.
Sure. But I guess my point is with all that is that you don't have to be a fast team rep to do a presentation. So if you are an expert in the community and like any of our visitors here, if you guys have something that you're really passionate about and have a lot of knowledge with, come see us and we'd love to help you build an event and we can wrap you into this. And we do this third Fridays every month. We take a couple of months off a year, different times, but generally it's every month we try and do something. So just keep that in mind. This is the website. Looks a little different now. Sorry, yes.
Did you want Chrome instead? Is it okay?
Well, no, I think it's fine. I mean, it's not getting around it, but when you log in, it comes up so you can see here, this is my login, will identify you. What does it say for a basic user? Does it just say pilot or, you know? Probably don't have-
It's showing the whole, oh, yeah,
Contact
sorry.
number,
I see what you're saying.
Yours says representative, doesn't it?
Yeah, so mine
Mine
says,
says FPM. Plus,
I wonder if you.
I've got
You
another,
have to log in again.
I think it says airman.
Airman.
Say airman.
Okay. That's right. You guys got them, you got your accounts going. So for me, it's representative. It just gives me a few more tools on the admin side. But some things that you'll notice is you've got your 15 FSDO reps here. I have not met you. He's right here, Richard Jeffs. So that comes up. You can contact him right through there. You can print your activity history, course certificates. You've got this, I'm used to this being up here, but it's not here on Safari. So you've got it'll show your flight review expiration date, your wings phases, and the last one that you completed. And we can go into that and you can kind of see how the different activities line up and you can pick different things to progress yourself on that. And I think they just keep going on and on and on. What's the highest level anybody has in here? Anybody done like 8, 9, 10? I don't know, 7 is. It just keeps going. So then you've got let's see, go back up to the top here. So we've got you're just showing on the screen, right? To everybody else. They're not seeing me.
They're seeing you if they want to also.
Oh, okay, all right. So you've got featured courses, your hot topics here. There's a link to the Easy Links through here if you page through. Can't touch it, but you can find it through there. Upcoming seminars in the area. Let's go to here. I'll just do it from here. Okay, so. Sheet out here.
2, because he had me zoom in, so 2 to scroll that way. Yep.
Okay.
You're good sports, Scott.
I'm having to learn. All right, so we've got activities, courses, seminars, and websites. This is where you can go to find an activity or any one of these. So if you just like, if I click on activities. And then you can type in like any keyword. So somebody give me a keyword, something that they want to, if you wanted to work on something, you're looking for an activity. Stalls, okay. Stalls, and then I want a flight activity. I want it to be wings. And maybe I'm looking for advanced. And this is where you can select that flight 1, flight 2. So it's flight 1, flight 2, flight 3 to make your flight review. So you can see here you've got an option for flight 1 or flight 2 under advanced. And let's see if there's any masters. Same for master.
Do they understand the difference between those three? Basics mostly for the fighter pilot. Advanced is for the commercial, and the master for the easy. You have to complete a basic first before you advance on it.
Right, okay. Everybody hear that? So those kind of correlate to your rating. So private, commercial, ATP. That's why you've got more options. You have to complete basic first. But for the average everyday pilot, if you're just looking to get your flight review out of this, you can search on this and so we can do basic and I can do flight 1. I think I can select all of them. Flight 1, flight 2, flight 3. And then we'll do search. And you get a whole list of topics. Pay attention to this column here, the cost. Most of them are free. There are some that are courses that you might have to pay for, but and then you can also narrow it down by I thought you could pick the category. Like multi-engine lane or single engine lane. I think I can put, let's see. How do I get a space? What's the space button? Wait. Okay. See what that does. Narrow down a little bit. So there you go. You see the first one right there. 1 credit, flight topic 3. Airwork, performance flight, ground reference maneuvers. And then you can just click on that. And it brings up a description. Some of them have like a nice little syllabus you can print out. This one's just pulling a lot of stuff right from the ACS, I think. There's a worksheet there. And it's a lot of digging, moving around. So this is a nice one. So the ones that are built like this, you can print this out and you can just take it with you on your flight, and it's like a grade sheet that you go through. And it tells you exactly what the expectations are, which ones you have to, have to complete to get the credit. And it's just a document that you can use to track the progress on the flight. As long as you and your CFI agree that you completed everything in there, when you're done with that, does Alt tab change windows?
You want to just.
I want to go back. There we go. And back one more window. I want to go to where I can request credit. Let's see.
Okay. I went back too far.
Okay. That's all right. So now let's say you finish that activity. Your CFI can either go in and he can award you the credit for that, or you can be a good steward. You go in and, hey, I did this today. I'm going to go log in. I hit request credit. Is it going? Okay. Recent validators. I didn't select that person, but
Date complete.
recent validator. So, and then you can go in here, you can, if you don't know somebody, find a validator, you can put in within so many miles of your location, or you can search by a name. I'm probably not gonna come up because this is my account, but, let's just.
Madden.
Yeah. And let's open that up a little bit. Should be within 25 minutes. Okay. Did I spell that right, James? Yep. Okay. So search. Oh, look, there he is. James Christopher Madden. I would like him to validate that for me. And then I select my date, the date that we flew. And if I had flown with Jamie and he would know that, I could send it to him, then he could validate it. If I didn't fly with him, I flew with somebody else, I could just present him my logbook or that worksheet and show him, hey, we did this today. And then he would look at that. It'll send a request to him, and then he can go in, he'll validate that activity, and then it shows up in your logbook. It's as simple as that. So that's how we find a course and request credit. Let me go in. I really wanted to cover some of the instructor stuff. So on the instructor side, I can go in, let me. Administration and reports. So as a CFI, if you want to go in and see what your student's doing or another pilot's doing, I can go in and to reports, single user report. And then who wants to be a guinea pig? Anyone? Okay.
There's no flight activities.
No flight activity. Somebody that has flight activity.
Yes,
Have you done any flight activities, Chad?
just class stuff, no,
No.
not like yet.
Okay.
That's what I'm learning about tonight.
I am not a safari.
Sorry.
Certified.
You're gonna have to drive. I can't drive a pad upside down.
I can't drive it right side up.
Okay. First thing, Matt, you mind if I use you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
go.
Matthew. Establish.
Yep.
Okay. Wallace, right?
Yep.
And your email?
WALLACM1. No E
One.
at UCI.edu.
Okay, and then I search. Wait, okay. So now I can see Matt's profile as a CFI. I'm accessing his records, so use some of the tools that we have as CFIs. And I can work with him, I can mentor him, I can coach him, validate activities. I can print a checklist for him, and I can see he is on basic wings phase 2. So you need you've got your form 5. This is one of the CAP activities. I actually put this in for him yesterday or a couple of days ago. I don't remember. So you've got your 2 ground activities. Looks like you just need one or 2 activities
I
here.
think I just need some knowledge topics. It's the flight are all done.
Yeah, your knowledge topics.
So what's the phase 2? What does that mean?
It just goes on and on and on.
So I did phase 1 last June. So that was my flight review last June. I guess it advanced to phase 2. But it's still basic.
Yeah, it'll show you the level that you're working on. Like this is probably going to be phase 1 for advanced. Yeah, phase 1. So you've got and this is where we can work on that. I don't have the time to go in and fix this now, but we can probably take this activity that you have flight as a knowledge to advance phase 1 and apply it to your phase 2 under basic wings to fill that out. So it's kind of like that whole, aligning up your college courses to put them in the right blocks to make it generate what you want it to generate. And I can help you with that. It takes a lot of playing around.
Does the color code matter? I mean, some are white, some are color. What does that allude to?
I don't know.
Okay.
Jamie,
I don't
Wings
even
Pro.
know. Wings Pro.
So glad we got a Wings Pro and our program manager
Wings
here.
Pro.
It is a little convoluted, but you can also let's see. How is it that you just change your activities? Do you remember?
So you can search for. I think you have to go back to the other last screen.
Let me just go, maybe I'll go by. Total information. Oh, this is so slow. Current activities. Okay, well, this is showing all of his activities that he's completed, so this is kind of your logbook, if you will. Another nice thing, let's see, show it at the bottom. Let me go to my profile. My preferences and profile, view my activities. Okay, I've done a couple. I'm looking for the one that shows the bar. Maybe it's just my links. Okay. So if you go pilots and then my wings, it'll pull up your information. Now you see kind of the same thing that I was seeing for Matt, but this is my information. And let's see, where to go to there it is. So you can see on the bottom here, it kind of shows you a timeline of all of your activities, and you can hover over them and you can see what you have and when, because they scroll off after the 12 months. Yeah, they'll scroll off of there. So it's a progressive you know, you want to keep doing these activities to kind of keep it going, especially if you're just a private pilot, you don't have anything else going on. So. It's 7 o'clock. I don't want to go too late. I was hoping to spend more time on the website, but let's just, if anybody has any specific. Questions, or if you want me to try and find something for you, we can, but I think the biggest takeaway is the value of the Wings program. I encourage you to use it, get on there, play around with the website. You have my contact information if you signed up for this event. If you're not in the club, everyone in the club knows how to get a hold of me. We also have Jamie Madden, is a Wings Pro now, so he's got like, you know, way high level training. And we have Rick Jeffs.
We got the AC too. If you guys haven't, one up, there's one in the back there. This is, it explains the Wings program quite well.
Yeah, so I think, I mean, we all understand the intent and the purpose behind the Wings program, the website, albeit a little clunky, but if you can get it to work for you. Let me show you real quick, I'm not gonna be able to do it. Did you guys go to the Easy Wings? Did some of you look at that? It's kind of nice, because at least instead of having to go poking through the backside here and find the activities.
Stop that, was it?
It is, but I'm gonna have to log in again, and I don't want to do all that. You can try it. You can log in with yours. EasyWings.net. It might be an E. Or you can go back to the top and find it. What was I gonna say? So. Spend some time, try and make it work for you. Reach out to us, ask questions. I can certainly help you one-on-one, any one of us, and help you navigate through it and make it work for you. And then again, kind of foot stomp that, should something, it can happen to any of us. I've seen very experienced pilots, myself in between, and others, any pilot anywhere on the spectrum is liable to make a mistake, right? It's just human. We're all gonna,
Human error.
we could all be there someday, so. This is a tool that can help you at least, you know, have an advocate on paper to go with you if you have to go in and talk to somebody about it. Or even at the club, you know, you can say, hey, look, yeah, I'm working on all this stuff. So anybody online, I didn't hear anything from,
There are several online.
were there any questions or feedback from online, anybody? And if you can log in there real quick, you can jump in there and see it.
Yeah, we're in a
It's a
private browser window and it's
Yeah.
not remembering my stuff.
It's good. I think we've got are we good online or in,
Let's see,
Zoom
there's one
land.
chat question maybe.
how many people do we have on,
We have 4 people online.
and we record this for our other members in the club to watch after the fact, so good for that, but. That's all I have. If there's no questions, Rick.
Any questions for the FAA? General?
Well, that was a really broad question. Careful.
Any questions for the IRS?
I'd like to thank all of you for coming out, especially on Friday night. Probably have something better to do this Friday night.
No.
I mean, it's something.
Thanks for attending. You'll get wings credit for this, so. And that's there's 2 ways you can get the wings credit on it. It's in the AC. Everyone can accomplish the knowledge course in 2 ways. You can either do a course on FASafety.gov or you can go to one of these seminars. I have wings credit.
Let me make one more quick comment about, because I just did, there's, for CFIs, I've briefed this before, you can go in and you can renew your CFI certificate through Wings. And I cornered a DPE today and he's like, that's interesting. I've never done that before. I didn't know you could do that. Somebody mentioned it. I just went to some training. Let's figure it out. So,
C6 Echo in this AC. Oh, I got to do it.
yeah, so it's in there. And for CFIs, if you do 15 flight activities with 5 different pilots and complete any level of wings in the last 24 months, you present that to your DPE along with your credentials. And you know, that, you know, they all want a little bit of this, right? Whatever you work out with them.
And they'll update it. It took me 15 minutes tonight. We just did it online, did a quick call, and that was just waiting for him to input the stuff into IACRA. And I renewed my CFI certificate.
It summarizes, out of our guidance, 8900.1, order 8900.1. Does everybody know where to find that? GRS, Dynamic Regulatory System, that's where all the documents that they go there, you go find 8900. And if you want to look at the rent inspection, it'll tell you what the FAA inspector will come look at. So you'll be prepared. But anyway, it'll tell, this in here tells you the chapter and the volume, the section where this structure information is. How do we redo it? It looks like they need to update this because it says flights to go to the Flight Standards Information Management System, FSINS, that doesn't exist anymore. So go to the DRS, Dynamic Regulatory System. That's where all the documents.
Sounds exciting. Okay, well, thank you again for everybody for coming out, and you're welcome to hang out and socialize, meet and greet. We look forward to seeing you next month.
Can I throw in a quick pitch? I'm hosting the EA's BMC and IMC